Woman who buys thrift store ornament is shaken by the item hidden inside. Thrift stores offer a certain excitement that standard department stores just can't seem to bring customers. There's no other place in the world where you can walk into one store and leave carrying new clothing, a hammer, ornaments, a clock, and a wheelbarrow full of old board games.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
Massachusetts resident Priscilla Bailey knew her way around a thrift store. She was a self-appointed bargain hunter, always ready to pounce on a deal. However, not long after she purchased a beautiful ornament one afternoon, she realized she'd left with way more than she bargained for. When Priscilla Bailey finally retired, she settled down in the same town she grew up in, Plymouth, Massachusetts. She loved the people and the energy, and retirement didn't slow her down one bit. Even though she didn't need to show up to work anymore, she kept herself busy with a wide array of hobbies. But there was one in particular she loved above everything else: thrift store hunting. Lucky for her, Plymouth was a quaint town with tons of thrift stores. Priscilla would set out on Saturday mornings and make her way down Main Street, popping into each thrift store and chatting with the clerks. She would often look for random knickknacks for her dogs. She owned 5 pooches, and these guys would go through doggy toys like they were candy. But she also made sure to keep her eyes peeled for home decor. One of her favorite thrift stores to visit was called Savers, and Priscilla rarely left empty-handed. One weekend afternoon, she actually thought her trip to Savers was a bust for the first time ever, until she saw something she had to have. There, hanging in front of one of the shelves on her way out, was a beautiful blue heart-shaped ornament. Priscilla snatched it up and immediately headed to the register. One thing she could not get over was how ornate the designs on the ornament were. They were so beautiful she couldn't believe someone just gave the decoration away to a thrift store. Blue was Priscilla's favorite color, which was why the glass ornament stood out to her so much as she was leaving Savers. It wasn't every day she came across something so precious and mesmerizing. She didn't realize there was much more to it. Before her big discovery, Priscilla figured she'd hang her new purchase from a hook over her kitchen sink. Interestingly, she thought she saw something inside the item when she hung it, but figured her eyes were playing tricks. But that all changed when her daughter, Kat, came over one afternoon for a visit. Priscilla told Kat she thought she saw something unusual inside the ornament, and Kat had a plan to investigate. It was almost impossible to see anything through the translucent blue color, so Kat instructed her mother to hold the object to the light. Once the light was positioned correctly, both women gasped. There, inside the glowing blue heart, appeared to be ashes. The women were perplexed. Surely the ornament Priscilla bought wasn't actually some kind of human urn, right? The plot thickened. Both women were unsure exactly how to handle the potential discovery. They immediately called the police, but found no answers. So, Priscilla figured she'd call Savers and tell her story. Savers told Priscilla they had no idea who left them the ornament, but they would take it upon themselves to dispose of the contents properly. Priscilla, however, couldn't let that happen. Priscilla said of the ornament, "Right now, it's hanging up there when I do my dishes. I sometimes stare at it. It's small. The 2 spots in it are small, the size of a golf ball." In a panic to find the potential person who lost a loved one's ashes, Kat wrote a Facebook post detailing the events at Savers. Not long after posting, some disturbing messages came in. A woman named Connie Whiteman messaged them saying she also found a heart ornament urn with ashes at a thrift store. Why were urns turning up at these places? Thankfully, Priscilla and Kat eventually received a response. One woman wrote them and said the ashes inside were not of human origin. She said her aunt owned a similar urn, but inside were actually the ashes of the catastrophic 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. Of course, the only way to test that theory would be for the women to bring the ashes in for a thorough examination to see if they belonged to a human or a volcano. But it never happened. The blue ornament still hangs above Priscilla's sink, and she may never know the origins of what lay inside. But she tried, and she knew she would be returning to the thrift stores soon. The best part of walking down a thrift store aisle is never knowing exactly what you're going to find among the endless trinkets. Some people may call it junk, but as the famous saying goes, one man's junk is a lucky woman's treasure. Please share this with your friends and family.